So I and many other credit card content creators here on YouTube were just challenged by Sledge to take all of your credit cards and to rank them from best to worst. And even though this entire video is going to be my complete and honest opinion about all of these credit cards and my exact experience with all of them, just know that these are all my opinions, and your opinion may vary, but just know that your opinion will never be more valuable than Sledge's.
But remember, my opinion is more important than everyone else's.
And we haven't done this in a while, but let's do it for old time's sake, eh? We did it. We did it again. And every time it gets way more explosive than the last. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, okay, Jung has done this now, Eric has done this, Braun and Dayana Plays have all done these kind of ranking videos, best to worst, etc., etc. So it seems like a fun thing to do. It's going to be personalized to everybody because we all have different cards. Let's just have fun, shall we? And also starting off, everyone likes to do the whole S tier, the garbage tier kind of thing, but I figured let's kind of be a little bit creative. Let's just do a little bit of our own thing, and we're going to do from iPhone to Android. Alright, everybody's already writing the comments. They're already pissed off. Sorry. What we're going to do is going to rank all these credit cards from GOAT tier, so the greatest of all time, down to what Sledge would call trash category. So starting off first with the first credit card I've ever got approved for in my entire life, and that is going to be none other than the Kohl's credit card. And we all know that Kohl's just kind of makes up their prices anyway, but the real benefit of holding this card physically in your wallet is that at some point in your life, you will find yourself at Kohl's, and that is the time you're going to want to have this card in your wallet, because if you do have this card in your wallet, anytime they run deals like 20% off, 30% off, as long as you present that you have this credit card and you pay with it, you're going to be getting all of those discounts. If you don't got the Kohl's card, you don't get the discounts. So you might as well keep the card on you if you got the card. However, when you do swipe that credit card and now that becomes a bill that you're going to have to pay back, just assume that you're not going to be able to pay on time. Why do I say this? Is because the Kohl's user interface on the online portal to pay your bill is quite literally the most dumpster fire thing you will possibly ever see in your life. I can't even log on to it. I changed my password. I still can't get into it. It's ugly. It doesn't make sense. And I can't pay my bill. So what I'm forced to do is anytime I use this credit card sparingly, I will run over to Kohl's, walk into there physically, and pay the bill in person. And another bad thing is, when you walk in and pay in person, they can't even tell you what your bill is. You have to tell them how much you owe. So they just ask you, how much do you want to pay on the card? And you better guess right, because if you don't, and you're off by a few cents, well, kiss your credit score goodbye. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, but we're going to put it right in D tier, right about there, right? Second credit card on my list is going to be the Capital One Platinum Secured credit card. Now, this is a credit card that is very near and dear to my heart, and it's very near and dear to the hearts of many, many Americans, because for most people, it is the first credit card they ever get to actually even get started on their credit card journey. The secured credit card essentially means you're going to be putting down a deposit, usually around $50, as kind of collateral in the event that you default and you don't pay the banks back, but in return, the banks are going to be giving you back a credit line, so this way you can actually start building your credit. I always mention that credit scores and credit is kind of like the biggest catch-22 in the world. You need a credit score to be able to get a credit card, but you can only get a credit card once you have a credit score. So I would say that for myself and a lot of other people who got started in the credit card journey, they needed this card to be able to climb that credit card ladder. And for that, I can never put disrespect on this card's name. It is faithful. It is a good friend. I gotta put it B tier. Even though there's no benefits, it's why a lot of us have finally got into the credit card game in the first place. So for that reason, I gotta go B tier. But what do you want from me? I like the card. I like what it did for my life. So the third card on my list is the Capital One QuickSilver credit card. This credit card, well, it does earn a decent 1.5% cash back on everything unlimited, and it does have its own merit for that alone. And while a lot of people do actually sleep on some of the other categories, like getting 5% back on travel, and even if you have the student version of this QuickSilver credit card, you actually can get up to 10% back on all Uber rides and Uber Eats purchases, which is it's pretty beneficial. So I would say it depends on the tier of the card you have, but for just the standard QuickSilver credit card, but the fact that it only earns 1.5% cash back, while a lot of other credit cards do offer a 2% cash back, I gotta unfortunately kind of can this one and put it on the D tier. It's alright for what it is, but there's plenty of other cards that are better than this one. Especially since when you have a credit score enough to get a QuickSilver credit card, it's usually enough to get some higher tiered, better earning credit cards anyway, so D. Fourth card on our list is going to be the Merrick Bank credit card. It's trash, alright? straight to trash tier. Sorry. Do I have to say anything more? Really? Do I have to? All right, fine. I'll say it. It's pretty much branded as a double your line credit card. They coax you in with the really nice American flag, you know, bald eagle design. It's patriotic, and that's really the main reason I got it. But the main mechanism is, okay, you make on-time payments for the first 6-7 months. They're going to be doubling your credit line, but most people get a $1,000 credit line to start out with, and they double it to $2,000. But I guess it could be 3 to 6, you know, 5 to 10, something like that. But you know, basically they canceled this card on me after I didn't use it for a year because all I did was just put it on a shelf and look at it because it looks so patriotic, and you know, and we salute it for that. But yeah, trash. And also, me and Sledge are the only 2 people on this earth that have that credit card, so don't forget that. No one else has that card but me and him. Now, the 5th credit card on our list is going to be none other than the card that I champion every single day. It's the Amex Classic Gold, not Rose Gold, right? We're not dealing with the Rose Gold people. They're kind of gross. Just make sure she doesn't get the Amex Rose Gold card. That is the ugliest card in the world. I'm sorry, CJ.
They went with Rose Gold. Yeah.
But the Classic Gold people are where it's at. We're the real champions of this world. You could tell that it needs a little bit of a tune-up, all right? I kind of messed them up a little bit. I had to get a makeover. So let's pull out my real gold card and what it looks like nowadays. That's right. This is what the new gold card actually looks like. It still has some gold embroidered on it, but what more can I say about this credit card? It's the workhorse. It's the one that is in most people's wallets. It's the one that's touted as being one of the most powerful food cards that money can buy, because it does have a $250 annual fee, but you're going to be getting a generous 4 points per dollar spent on all restaurant spend, 4 points per dollar spent on a U.S. supermarkets, and then also a 3x back on travel category. But for the most part, you're using it as a food card, and along with that, you're getting 2 credits, $10 each every single month towards Uber Eats, Uber Rides, and or just Grubhub. And a few other restaurants like that. But so for the allure, the look, and just the earnings power of this powerful credit card, I have to say it's got to be S tier for me. There's no 2 ways about it. I love this credit card with all my heart, and it's my first ever top tier premium credit card, and for that, I have a bit of a soft spot for it. So S tier, let's put that in there, and then everyone's going to start fighting with me about effective annual fees and credits, etc., etc. I get it, okay? I get it. I'm with you. I agree. I still love the card, though, but, you know, yada, yada, yada. Which actually reminds me of the 6th credit card on our list, which is the Yotta credit card. I totally wasn't planned. I feel like I'm the only one that's championing the Yotta credit card, because it's not in most people's wallets. Most people still don't even know about it. And I think more people should know about this credit card because of the following reasons. Basically, you have to think of it as a bank first, and it's a bank that incentivizes people to save money. The more money you save, the more tickets they're going to give you in a daily lottery system that you can earn more money, so this way you're more incentivized to save more money, to get more tickets, to win more money in the daily lottery, right? So it's a good, wholesome thing to push for most people out there who aren't able to save as much money as they want to. Say what you want about high-yield savings accounts being better, but there's no greater way to incentivize the American people quite like gambling. And zero-risk gambling at that, because there is no losing on Yotta gambling. It's just a lottery. You win money. If you don't win money, you don't win money. What can you do? I guess opportunity cost, but whatever. Oh, and also the credit card, right? So once you have the Yotta Bank, it gives you eligibility to get the Yotta credit card. And actually right now, they just have debit cards available, but it works the exact same way as the credit card. Basically, every time you swipe the card, you're going to have a percentage chance of getting the item you just swiped for completely for free, which actually happened to me recently. I was able to get a meal completely comped just because I used this credit card, and it was like a $77, $78 meal in Vegas with a bunch of my friends. And actually, recently, I got about half of an item completely for free. So honestly, in the last month, I've gotten like $82 worth of cash back just by using this credit card, which again, it's a free, no annual fee credit card, incentivizes saving, has a daily lottery. What more can you want? And again, your mileage may vary. Maybe you get this credit card and you never get something for free. So I get it. Anything can happen. It's all up to chance. But for the wild card, the potential, the incentivized saving, I gotta put it A tier, baby. I love this credit card. You guys know. Moving right along, the next card we have on our list is the Amex Green Card. And you can tell I have a couple different flavors of said credit card because I have not only the original 1950s traditional version of this credit card, but also the 70% recycled ocean plastic version of this credit card. So, and don't ask why it's a little bit burnt. Just don't ask. But this is a credit card that actually has been pushed by the wayside, and it's gotten actually a little bit of hate over the years. I'm not sure who would hate on it. I really don't know why you would. Especially after raising the annual fee from $95 up to $150 a few years ago. It definitely left a bad taste in the mouths of many Amex Green Card holders. But as of late, it's been getting a little bit more hyped up recently. Now, that's probably because it's had a higher sign-up bonus, but along with that, that, it also is a pretty powerful travel credit card. I mean, if you look at it right here, you're going to be getting 3 points per dollar spent on the travel and transit category, and that's going to be encompassing all of these, but not limited to hotels, cruises, tours, airfare, car rentals, campgrounds, travel transit category, where you're including things like trains, taxi cabs, rideshare services like Uber, Lyft, ferries, tolls, parking, buses, and subways. And on top of all that, it also could be a food credit card, giving you 3 points per dollar spent on all restaurants worldwide. So honestly, if this is like your only travel credit card, it's kind of a powerhouse and encompasses basically all things that have to do with travel. So for that reason, I gotta give it A tier. I think it's pretty powerful. Maybe you guys disagree. Let me know in the comments below. Should it be B tier? I don't know. I'm thinking A tier if it's like one of your few cards, but I'm a little conflicted on it. So A or B, but I'll put it in A for now and we'll see. How we doing? We having fun so far? Okay, let's move on to the next credit card on our list, which is going to be right after I got that green card, which is going to be the Amex Platinum card. Now, this is a credit card that's beloved by many people in the community. It's basically a credit card that will enhance your entire life. What with giving you $200 in credits towards hotels at the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection, which is a 5-star hotel experience to which, to see the power of that, you really just got to experience it with like room service, spa service, on-site restaurants, massage places. Like it's pretty nice. Also just giving you complimentary status like gold status at Marriott and Hilton just for holding this said credit card to again enhance your experience while kind of on the ground and hanging out in these hotels. Along with giving you an airline credit that could be used towards seat upgrades or just food and stuff on the flights, as well as just giving you lounge access when you are about to get on the said flights to get into the Centurion Lounge or the Delta Sky Lounge and a bunch of other lounges that you can get in with this said credit card, which you're enhancing not just land travel, but now you're enhancing your flight travel as well. And many other credits like Uber credits, Saks Fifth credits, again, just overall enhance your life experience as a human here on this earth. That's basically what this credit card does. But unfortunately, despite all of those amazing things that this card comes with and all the value that it has given me over the years, I gotta give it, unfortunately, just A tier. Now, the reason for that is I think it actually should be replaced by a different card in S tier, and that is the older brother of the Amex Platinum Vanilla card, and that is, of course, the Charles Schwab version of the Amex Platinum card. If you don't believe me, it says Charles Schwab right there on the back. Why is this credit card S tier over the Vanilla Platinum, you may ask? Well, good question. And the reason for that is because this credit card also comes with all those credits, those bonuses, those statuses that come with the Vanilla Platinum card, but it also comes with one superpower. And the power that this credit card holds that the Vanilla Platinum does not is that it has the ability to take all of your American Express points, pull them all together, and cash them out as good as cash into your Charles Schwab brokerage account, which is essentially like your bank account, to which you could use those Amex points, convert it to cash, and use that for everyday purchases. You could even pay your mortgage with it if you really wanted to. And you could do that at a 1.1 cent per point value ratio, so every 100,000 Amex points you transfer out $1,100 in cold hard cash. Whereas if you tried to do that with the Vanilla Platinum card, not only can you not take it out in cash, but you'd be able to just pay your statement credit, and it would only be worth like $600. So like half the value that this card could actually give you. So for that ability alone, this credit card's going to the S tier category. Bam! Moving on up is the Hilton Honors no annual fee credit card. Now this credit card, what can I say about this credit card? Basically, it gave me a really good bonus when I first got the credit card. It gave me a $150,000 sign-up bonus, and one thing I could always tout about this credit card is that you're going to be getting a really easy and valuable sign-up bonus with it. More often than not, it's always going to be about $1,000 worth of spend, and you're always going to be getting at least 100,000 Hilton Honors points, which at minimum is going to be worth around, $600 in kind of like a hotel value. And on top of that, you're also going to be getting fairly generous bonus back categories that include 7 points per dollar spent on all Hilton hotels when you use this credit card, and then 5 points per dollar spent on all U.S. supermarkets, restaurants, and U.S. gas stations, which I would say is not that bad. It's kind of slept on. A lot of people don't realize, like, hey, if you're a Hilton loyalist and all you care about is Hilton hotels, 5 points per dollar spent on all gas stations spent is essentially like a 3% back credit cards that you're using towards Hilton hotels for the future. So it's kind of slept on, and I think more people should actually mention that in the credit card community. So for the people who are Hilton champions out there, for the ease of the sign-up bonus and just the generous bonus back categories, I don't know, man. I'm going to put this B tier. I gotta say, I gotta put a B tier for that alone. Never a bad time to get a Hilton credit card, I think. Coming on up next is the older brother, and that's going to be the Hilton Surpass credit card. Now again, same thing. Sign up bonus on these credit cards, very, very easy. More often than not, you're able to spend $2,000 on this credit card and get about 130,000 points. And if you wait long enough, 130,000 points and a free night certificate. So I would say the return on spend is super high on these credit cards. Has a $95 annual fee, which I do not like, unfortunately. Bonus back categories are a bit elevated. Now getting 12 points per dollar spent on all Hilton stays when you use this credit card, and now just a generous, instead of 5x, now you're getting 6x back on the same restaurants, supermarkets, and gas stations. This credit card also comes with complimentary Hilton Gold status, which I don't value that much higher than Silver status. The Silver status that also comes on the no annual fee Hilton card, you basically get a lot of the same benefits, so I don't really ascribe any value to the Gold status. So I don't really know about this credit card. I kind of want to put it B tier along with it, but maybe you guys might think it's a little more valuable because if you spend $15,000 on this card in a given year, you're going to be getting a Hilton free night certificate. And I think a lot of people eventually end up paying their taxes on this card at the end of each year and they get a free night certificate. So I don't know. I kind of want to leave this up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But for me, it was never an option for me to hit 15K and spend. So I'm going to put it on the same level as the Hilton Honors no annual fee at B tier. Oh god, it's this one coming up next. Jeez. Well, we had to bring it up. The next one is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So over the years, I have been pretty vocal on this credit card. Now, I get it. It's a fan favorite of a lot of people. But honestly, it's pretty bland. Like, outside of the sign-up bonus, like, I got 100,000 points. Outside of the generous sign-up bonus, it's a meh. It's a meh card. Let's be honest. Like you get a $50 hotel credit, but no matter what, you're not finding a $50 hotel. And if you are, you're not really going there, which means automatically, if you're going to be buying a hotel, you're paying $100, maybe $150. So it forces you to overspend to actually get that credit. So I would say there is no effective annual fee. I've literally never used the hotel credit on this credit card. And I know a lot of people actually do get value from the hotel credit, but I never could. The 3X online grocery category, we know it's laughable at this point. I get it. If you go through a little work, go through a couple things, little systems, and you can make the online grocery category work. But come on, man. Come on, Chase. There's plenty of cards out there giving you a grocery category. We can have a grocery category on a Chase Sapphire Preferred. We're paying $95 every single year to keep this card open. You might as well have just a normal grocery category, am I right? The Instacart credits that are on this credit card usually get left by the wayside. Most people forget it's even on this credit card. I'm someone who actually does use it quarterly. I use all the Instacart credits that come with this credit card. Most people do not, and they lose all the value add on that as well. And really, just the bonus back categories, I could do a lot better just with the standard Freedom Series credit cards. So, what can I say about this credit card? For the bonus alone, I'll put it C tier, but that's being generous. Coming up next is the Amex Delta Gold Business SkyMiles credit card. This is a credit card that has a $0 annual fee for the first year and then $95 every single year after that. And I think it's actually, for what it is a pretty powerful credit card. You know, I love this card for a lot of things. I love the sign-up bonus on it. It was able to get me and my wife to Vegas and back completely for free. I got all mine and her check bags completely for free. And another power of this credit card that I think is understated is the ability to have your check bags completely for free up to 9 people in your reservation. That's pretty good. Considering check bags could be like $50 each, that could be a savings of $450 if you have a big family. So for a $95 annual fee credit card, that's valuable. But with all of those good things, I kind of have to downgrade it a bit. And I have to downgrade it on my list because I actually can't downgrade it anywhere else. And that's my main gripe with this credit card, is that there is no downgrade option. Once you have this credit card and you're paying your $95 after the first year, you're kind of stuck with it until you want to cancel it. So I don't like that, because on the very same card, but the personal version, you do have a downgrade path. You could take it from a $95 annual fee down to a $0 annual fee on the Delta Blue card in the event that you find this card no longer valuable. And the personal version has basically all the benefits that I care about, the same as on the business credit card. So for that reason, I got to downgrade it on a list because it has no downgrade option. D tier. Man, I guess all this time I could have been putting it on my theoretical board right here, like kind of moved it. Man, how did I get so many credit cards? Oh my god. So now, what's coming up next is one of my favorites nowadays, which is the Bilt Mastercard. Now, this is a credit card that I got because of the God trifecta, all right? A lot of us ended up getting this for the God trifecta, right? You know, but now it's unfortunately no longer with us. Rest in peace. I'm upset too. But honestly, that was just a hack, and it's not the true power of this said credit card, because this credit card, if you're renting, you gotta have the Bilt Mastercard. Why? Because you're getting 1 point per dollar spent on all of your rent payments. And you might be asking like, hey, if I could use this for my rent payments, aren't going to be charged like a surcharge? Well, no. The Bilt credit card does, in fact, take on that surcharge for you at no cost to you and at no cost to the apartment. So essentially, you're using your Bilt credit card to pay your rent to fund all of your future vacations with all the money that you would have otherwise gotten nothing back on from all of your rent spend. So for the fact that you're funding all of your future vacations with money you're going to be spending anyway, I got to put this S tier. If you're a renter, you got to get the Bilt Mastercard. It's S tier for that reason. All right, now on to one of my personal favorites lately. That is the Curve credit card. The Curve credit card has largely been dormant for many, many years. It's kind of gone on the radar until a YouTuber by the name of CalBNG broke the floodgates wide open with his God trifecta and really emphasized all of the power that the Curve card truly holds. Now, this is the first time that this credit card has made it into a ranking list, so I'm happy to be the one to break the cherry. That sounds weird. Why would you say that? Why? Basically, the rundown on this credit card is it's a card that allows you to preload other credit cards onto this credit card. So any MasterCards or Discovers you have, you can put it on this credit card and kind of filter it through this Curve credit card. The reason being is that maybe a merchant code is wrong. Maybe you didn't realize that something coded differently than you thought it was, and then you missed out on all those bonus back categories. Now you can essentially curve it to a different credit card that you have preloaded onto here, saving your points that you would have earned otherwise if you realize that the merchant code was maybe incorrect. There are some other use cases, like we said, the merchant codes. You're also going to be getting 1% back on top of everything else. So what I've been doing is putting her Freedom Flex on it, getting 1% back on the Curve card, also getting the 5% back on the rotating categories on her Freedom Flex, essentially 6% back in 2 different mediums. So for me, I gotta put this credit card at B tier for now, for the fact that the ability to earn 1% cash back for at least the first 6 months that you have this credit card on top of every other reward you'll be getting. That, and the biggest benefit of the Curve card is that when it's used in conjunction with the Yotta credit card that we talked about earlier to create the Godzilla bifecta, which is essentially the main reason I was able to get $82 worth of meals completely comped in the last month via this little bit of a hack that I outlined in this video right here.